Diaries of a Madman. Chapter 189. Part 5 of 5. It performs well in combat, Blaze said. I watched it during the fight for the deck of that ship. It fights with purpose. Athena usually deploys hit squads of her golems, I said. I imagine there is some way to get them to all work together. It's astounding to see such a thing, Celestia said, looking the golem up and down. This was never a weapon my sister or I truly foresaw. Human ingenuity is a hell of a thing, I said. Athena may be nuts, but she's smart. Jack, how do you feel about the thought of a workshop in the palace? I'm plenty happy where I am, he said. Nav has given me purpose. Now that I have the memories of one of the race who did so much to guide my own, I will be able to create wonders. She is going to convert the big ship she captured into a mobile research and crafting platform. I am going to take the army of crafts ponies she hires for me and use them to craft wonderful toys of war. Yes, she finally decided to inform me that she would be leading my country into war, Celestia said. Apparently I'm the last to know. It won't be a war, Blaze said. It will be a slaughter. We will form a lake of blood in Tartarus with your name on our lips, princess. What better way for Nav to showcase to the world that she's the new big power on the block? With Tartarus under her belt, she'll have direct access to all 3 portals leading out. The ability to put an entire army on another continent in less than a day will be game-changing. Oh, I've always been able to do that, Celestia said. Trust me, there's nothing quite like teleporting a vanguard of elite Naga directly into a fort. They get to skip all the defenses and get straight to the fun. I'd quite like to see what you could do with a squad of golems. I plan to find out, Jack said. I have a suggestion for the next golem, I said. Turn one of his hands into a sword or mace. That is a wise suggestion. There's nothing stopping me from making their bodies however I want, is there? Give them 4 arms, I said. 1 in the chest and 1 in the back. They can outstretch their hands and spin, slapping the fuck out of everything. An interesting idea. I will think on what other forms might be useful. How long do you think it'll be before we can get the ship moving? It'll be a bit, I said. I'm still not quite sure how moving it is going to go. It's too large to dock at most cities. I will have a port constructed for it in Canterlot, Celestia said. On the side of the mountain. I'll send a crew to take measurements and build you a full dock for it. That's very generous of you, I said. This is a ship that you are going to use to fuel a war, she said. It's an investment. So is the ship itself. I would be happy to crew it for you. That won't be necessary, I immediately said. I have hundreds of ponies on file for this sort of thing, Nav, she said. What's your hiring pool looking like? Because I could have that ship fully crewed tomorrow, including whatever crafts ponies you'd like. Experienced ponies, of course. If you want my ship, you're going to have to pry it from my cold, dead hands. But don't get comfortable, because I'll be coming back for it as soon as I wake up and get my bearings. I have no intention of taking your ship. I just want to crew it to get it to work sooner rather than later. Besides, why would it matter if I did take it? You're putting it to use for the state anyway. Because you didn't earn it. Your expeditions here failed. Mine succeeded. I see now that I should have made it a point to come here myself. I sent Luna, but she gave up before she got far enough. She didn't give up, she withdrew after losing half of her party. We took no losses at all. Nav's team is impressive, Blaze said. She has built herself a wide variety of deadly skills. They all put them to use so passionately. I think I enjoy watching Kot work the most. It's a rare thing to find someone who takes pleasure in the kill. I think to her, it's like ambrosia. She gives me the shivers, Jack said. She gives everyone the shivers, I said. So, have you inspected the golem? I have, Celestia said. You are a wonderful tour guide, Nav. Hooray! What's next? Home, she said. I'd love to stay for longer, but time is always short for a princess, I have found. Finally. I think Kot was packing a bag for me. As soon as I said her name, she walked in with said bag. And there she is. I didn't want to give anyone the shivers, she quietly said, handing me the bag. A good first step is not listening at the door, Celestia said. Are you ready, Nav? I pulled my kitty in for a short snuggle before nodding. Ready. Celestia's horn lit up and we both appeared back at the fort, on the circle. Her horn lit up brighter and we reappeared in my house. I guess that's that. It is, she said. I will be making a few more visits to the bunker and again, I would be happy to crew the ship for you. I'm sure finding your own crew that is okay with working with giant bugs might be difficult. Nobody seems to mind Doppel. In fact, I'd say a pretty sizable chunk of peeps would tell you she's a delight to be around. Doppel is intelligent, cute, and puts out on a dime. These bugs are dumb, ugly, and probably incapable of sex. Fine. Hire a crew for it. But it flies my flags. Your flags are equestrian, so that still counts for me. We are on the same side now, Nav. The only reason to dance about on issues of ownership is pettiness. At this point, your goals are Equestria's goals. It's obvious to me now that any resources given to you will be going to a very good cause. Getting that ship operational as quickly as possible is imperative. Then do it. Jack knows what to do with it when it's ready. I want it to come to Canterlot first, she said. It will get mouth swagging. When you get out of the coma and get your head on straight, come talk to me. We'll discuss what steps will come next. In the meantime, I will meet with the other heads of state and get a feel for things. With enough support, I feel that Tartarus may be doable. And once we have it, we pretty much get the keys to the kingdom. I feel fairly confident that if push came to shove, we could steamroll the dogs. Luna and I considered it, but that would be kicking a hornet's nest. Their country is rife with political infighting. It's a purpose-built system designed to keep the most cunning and powerful on top. The only thing that makes them unite is external pressure. Then it sounds like we're going to need ourselves a coup, I said. I'm sure we can find a pro-equestrian leader to prop up, someone who's capable of seeing the bigger picture. With enough support, our candidate could take power. That is something Luna would come up with. Well, apparently it's also something I would come up with. What did you make of your sister? She is sister no longer, as she was quick to point out to me. The old Celestia was her sister. It will take time to build something there. I'm not sure she will even be interested, but I hope she will. The old Celestia cared very deeply for Luna. Could have fooled me. She's wary and in a lot of pain. I could use your help alleviating that pain. I will be happy to give it. Why did you make her a vassal? I didn't. Aqua did. She wanted you both under her control and making Luna a vassal would accomplish that. And yet you haven't relinquished her oath. Why would I do that? She's proven herself loyal and useful. I would much prefer her company in the palace. Well, you can take that up with her. I did. She told me that she was happy here. Then there's your answer, I replied with a shrug. Enjoy the coming newspapers, Nav, she said. The fact that Luna is back in Canterlot has already spread far and wide. The fact that she's staying here will probably spread quickly, too. Fleur will handle it. Having a propagandist is great. Indeed. Farewell for now, Nav, she said. I will see you on the other side. Hopefully a better version of me. But if everybody hates her, just kill her and start fresh from this seed. Tell me that she was a bitch and I'll figure something else out. Ever the pragmatist, she said. I certainly try. See you, Sunbutt. See you, Navi. Her horn lit up and she vanished. The instant she vanished, Aqua slid in and hugged me. Welcome back, Navi. Hi. Who all is here? A skeleton crew. Mostly the same people as before, minus Twilight. She'll be heading back shortly. Cool. She started ferrying me up to my room. Shit was pretty swanky. When we got there, Taya was balled up in my bed. Her little butterfly wings started fluttering when she saw me. Welcome back, Mommy. Howdy. The dye glass was empty, so I finally pulled the seed out. I wasn't planning on leaving the house today, but I didn't get a choice. You want to help me plant this out back before Twilight returns? Why do you need my help? Because it's cold as shit and you can keep me warm without being as annoying as Aqua. As annoying, my filly slowly said. So, you want to help? Maybe after you explain how I won't be as annoying. Oh well. Aqua, shall we? Wait, what? My filly asked as I started surging over to the door. See you in a sec, I said as Aqua carried me out. When the door was closed, I sighed. So, Flo, would you mind doing something morally questionable for me? I'm not brainwashing your daughter. Let me finish. If Taya does end up entering the coma to come after me, I want you to stop her from letting her crush change me. You don't have to remove it, you just can't let her make a bad decision at a critical time. And how exactly would you convince her to become a host? It's Taya. I can manipulate her with no problem at all. None at all? Aqua asked. No moral qualms or anything. I'm her mother. Manipulating her is my job. It's called parenting. When we got to the grove, Aqua cleared out a spot of snow for me and dug a small hole. I dropped the seed in and she covered it up. With our task complete, she began carrying me back. Parents do not manipulate their children, Flo said. Or at least, they aren't supposed to. So what do you call teaching them right and wrong? You're manipulating someone with no moral compass into following your own. Raising your child properly involves manipulating them from the start into being a good, successful person. They both just said, wow. Yeah. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but that's just the way it is. I'm sure you'd understand, if you could ever have kids of your own. For some reason, they didn't have a reply for that. When we got back into my room, I discovered that my filly was pouting. That simply wouldn't do, so I had Aqua ferry me into the bed and slide me on over. I think a belly rub will turn that frown into something that isn't a frown, I said. She didn't reply, so I took it as consent. Her silence continued as I started touching my little filly in all the right ways. I've been thinking, I said. Now that the elementals are effectively cleansed and now that you're immortal anyway, there's nothing stopping you from being a host. I can understand not wanting Aqua as your elemental, but I currently have Flo in my head. She could use that to make you a host. That would let us instantly communicate from anywhere on the planet. I dunno if I want Flo in me. She kept being mean to me. She wasn't being mean, she was just informing you of how you were acting. Having an elemental in you to help police your actions before you do them might not be a bad idea. It would make fewer people think you're creepy, for example. Who thinks I'm creepy? I'm your adorable daughter pet. Pretty much everyone who's ever heard the phrase daughter pet thinks you're creepy. I'm sure there are plenty more besides that. You spooked the heck out of the guards at the bunker, for example. Am I creepier than Cot? God no. I think Cot is creepy. I think you are adorable. You know, when you aren't being creepy. Not everybody agrees. But you do think I'm annoying. Sometimes. That made her ears slump. When you do stuff like teleporting into my bath after spying on me doing lewd things with Doppel. I waited until you were finished. Flo, would you like to explain? She took over my face and said, watching your mother doing anything lewd is inappropriate. In fact, spying on her at all is rude. Teleporting into a bath when she's spending time with a lover is certainly not filly-like behavior. You did it solely to steal all of mommy's attention for yourself. Nav and Doppel both saw right through it. These are all obviously things about which an elemental could have warned you. She's being mean to me again, mommy. Constructive criticism isn't mean, Flo continued. Now you're just copying Nav. I would not mind being your elemental. That way, you would have some company while your mother is away. Can I have both you and Aqua? I don't want Aqua and you, I said. She's insidious and would do her best to sabotage you. I resent that, my pet elemental said. You'll live. So, would you like Flo inside of you? I guess that would be okay. Something immediately slid between the two of us as Flo filled my daughter in a way no other could. See there? I'm the best mommy ever. So how's that pout lookin'? I ask. You were right, a belly rub fixed it. She rolled over and hugged me. Best mommy ever. Yeah, I'm the greatest, I said, pulling my little pet filly in close. A knock on the door interrupted our snuggles. It opened and Doppel poked her head in. Twilight is back, my lady. Send her in. Twilight pushed the door open further and let herself in. She was carrying a large box of donuts, thankfully. My body is ready. Good to know. This is your last chance to back out, Nav. I ain't bitch made. I released my filly and let Aqua slide me right back out of bed and place me on my feet. Let's do this. Would you like lunch after you finish whatever you're up to? Doppel asked. I probably will want food, but I have no idea how long it'll take. Well, let me know as soon as you're done and we'll get something going. She pulled her head back out the door and fucked right off. So did you make up your mind about who will go in after you? Twilight asked. I thought I was doing it, Taya said. You are, I replied. I think she'll be fine. If you're sure, Twilight said. Then shall we head into the book? Hells to the Yaza, fam. That means, yes, right. It does. I started walking over to the desk. The two of them joined me. When we were all standing in front of it, I took a deep breath and opened the book. As soon as we were dumped inside, Hira appeared to hug my filly. You finally brought my pet. I don't mind the belly rubs, but I don't really want to be your pet, Taya said. That's okay. You'll learn to accept it in time. She's not here to be your pet, I said. She's here to say goodbye before I enter the coma. Athena appeared behind Hira with an actual squirt bottle and sprayed her roommate with it. Hira squeaked and spun around, glaring at Athena. How many times do I have to tell you that you can't have a pet? Athena asked. Obviously a lot more. And if you even think about squirting me ag. Athena squirted Hira again. Before things could get ugly, I swooped in and hugged them both. Thank you for letting me do this here, I said. I'm glad to know you'll work together to help me regrow. I'll put that spray bottle to a better use, Hira said. I can use it to water our new houseplant. You smell very nice, Athena said. Thanks. I finally released them. Hira's dress was dry again, so hopefully she wouldn't flip shit. So where did you draw up all the runes? We teleport down to the lower level. A bed was waiting for me. It was surrounded by several glowing runes. You may begin as soon as you are ready, Athena said. Well, are you ready? Twilight asked. Fuck it, I said. Let's do this. Taya jumped up to hug me. Twilight joined her a moment later. I hugged them both back, though I used the hand around Twilight to grope her a little. When everyone was done leeching my warmth, they both pulled back. So what exactly is going to happen? I asked. I dunno, Twilight said with a shrug. It's different for every person. For all we know, it could be a nightmarish prison from which you can never escape. She adds color to the room, Hera said. So I can deal with that. If that happens, just kill me, I said. I'll come back only missing a few minutes. I would like to keep the body, Athena said. I want to see what you look like on the inside. Okay. So, Twilight, comatize me. Well, here goes, I guess. Her horn lit up. I felt myself falling before completely blacking out. End chapter 189.